Well, I put in now another cassette, which is the Encores. People won't have seen this in the cinema because it's not listed, but it must be extra material you filmed and didn't use. And the first one is by Bazzini, Calabrese. It must be an Italian folk dance. Do you remember this? I've never seen this on a record. Have you recorded this?
Do you know, I haven't any memory of that piece. It'll probably come back when I see and hear myself playing.
Shall we?
Yes, let's do it. Good view of the thumb, the left-hand thumb, which is in the right position. I always fight with everyone, students and all, to keep the thumb from protruding above the neck. Rather fun. I don't know how that piece came across my, how should I say, my acquaintance, but I must have learned it for that. I don't remember playing it very often.
I've never seen it listed in your programs.
No, I think I just must have picked it up for that.
What's your reaction to it now? Would you recommend it?
I like it. It's very good playing. And what I'm particularly pleased is the camera shot that for one shows where the thumb should be, because many violinists, if you look out, have their thumb protruding above, by which they lose the use of one joint, which prevents them from moving as they should. And each time they move from one position to another, they have to hold the violin instead of having the thumb help holding the violin and moving easily over the fingerboard. Anyway, I'm pleased to see that.
Now, did you notice you were in shirt sleeves suddenly?
I don't know how that happened. Maybe my my shirt was being cleaned or washed at the time.
Well, Mr. Baller is wearing a jacket, not a dinner jacket.
Yes, I didn't.
So it's obviously a
it's
concept.
Very amusing. I'm delighted to see that.
You're allowed for the encores to take a more relaxed view.
Yeah.
Let's see how the next one is. Now, the next one is a piece you knew, I think, did very well. Wasn't this one of your very first recordings, Malaguena?
Malaguena, yes. I love the piece.
This piece is by Sarasate, the Spanish composer, Spanish virtuoso who wrote the gypsy airs. Is this gypsy music in disguise?
No, this isn't gypsy. He wrote many pieces according to particular folk dances, of which there are, as far as I know, hundreds of different types, and melodies and rhythms and so on. And he was really the voice of the folk music of Spain. And he loved folk music because obviously the gypsy airs he took off the flamenco, presumably, or the original gypsies. But he was a real voice of his people.
Now, also in the archive, they found a film which was, must have been shown in cinemas in Germany, But you obviously filmed it at the same time, because you only went once to Hollywood, I think, for this filming. Now, this is another Sarasate.
Oh,
You'll
good.
be pleased to hear.
I'm glad.
Let's see exactly what it is. A Habanera.
Oh, that's a good piece.
Now, why are you standing over by a window, not even looking at
a new camera shot?
It's a wonderful new camera shot. It doesn't seem very sort of musical to be turning your back to Mr. Ballard.
Well, maybe it's part of Spanish pride, I don't know. Now comes a brilliant part. Now it's the end.
Now, the last film on the
Yeah.
second row is a curiosity, because your accompanist is no longer Alfred Ballard, but it's Antal Dorati, who obviously is a very good pianist.
He must have done it for fun.
But he's a Hungarian, and it's a Hungarian dance.
Must have done it for fun. I can't wait to see it. One of my favorite.
He's making... Dorati's having a lot of fun with the accompaniment, isn't he, too?
Oh, marvelous. That really is a very special one, because Dorati, I don't think has ever accompanied me. We must have been in an exuberant mood, and he said, let's do that for fun. That really is fun. I'm so glad to see that. His widow would be very interested in seeing that now.
I notice he doesn't use music, he improvises, he extemporizes.
He improvises, yes, absolutely.
Makes the sound of a cembalom, doesn't he? It makes it sound like Hungarian music. Well, Yehudi, that's now, after nearly 2 hours, you've seen
well, I'm
pretty
delighted
well everything.
with what I've seen, really. And it's very, very unusual. I don't suppose there are many musicians who can look back on something they did 50 years ago and comment on it. I'm really quite lucky to be that. I don't think I'll be able to comment on today in 50 years, but I'm lucky to have lasted this long.
Well, I think it turns out to have been a very noble venture with a
Yes,
real
it
strong
has
musical
really.
interest.
It has really. It had gone out of my mind as something we had done and never to be seen again or resuscitated, but I'm so pleased. I'm really pleased.